Greetings, and welcome to Her Voice podcast. Listen, I am Coach Ivy, your favorite mompreneur, author, master coach, and inspirational speaker. And at this time, we're going to turn it over to our phenomenal co-host, starting with Davida.
Hey, Coach Ivy, it's Deona Foushee, and like always, we need prayer every day.
Hey, it's Melonie, and you know he is not through me yet.
Hey, it's Lady D.
It's your HR guru, LaTasha.
And welcome to Her Voice, a place where women can come and converse and just let our hair down and just be who we are and interact with other women. I am Crystal, and on tonight's episode, we're going to talk about her health care.
Crystal, let me give you a fun fact about her health care. Women typically have stronger immune systems. So tonight we're going to talk about lab work, pregnancy, mammograms, and all the things that women go through. So ladies, let's pep it up.
I love it. So definitely, another fun fact for you guys, heart disease. A lot of people don't talk about heart disease, but that's the number one killer of women. So yes, definitely get your PAPs, definitely get your mammograms if you're of that age. Usually it's over 40. But I want people to understand that a healthy lifestyle is baseline, right? Exercise, good diet. If mama okay, then the family should be okay, right? Usually we are the managers of our homes. We are the main ones doing the cooking. So if we're cooking healthy for us, then guess what? The family's eating healthy. Those are some of the things that I really want women to take more responsibility and just more accountability for, because like I said, most of the times we're the managers of the house, and everybody knows if mama happy, everybody else happy.
I really love that you brought up proper diet and nutrition, Davida, because that is so important. Oftentimes, we go to the doctor, we get prescribed so many different medications. You got one for this and 3 more for something else. And before you know it, you have just a counter full of pills that you're taking every day. But really, the medicinal effect of the food that we eat should be, as you say, baseline. We really have to make just having a good healthy diet, exercising every day, that should be a part of our daily routine. It should be a lifestyle, not just something that we do every now and then, or whenever we say we're on a diet because we done got a little bit too off track now, we're trying to lose a couple of pounds. But it should really be a lifestyle so that we don't need all this manufactured medication that they try to pump into us whenever we go visit these doctors.
That's so good, D. Yeah. Thank you for the challenge. That's a challenge for all of us as women, to maintain our health and be proactive so that we don't have to rely on medicine, or the challenge to decrease how much medicine you may be currently taking. That's good stuff. Yeah. Davida, I would love for you to share some tips in terms of how to get the little kids to eat healthy, because what happens is we tend to eat on the go, eat fast with them, eat they don't have a whole lot of things that they eat as far as their variety. They, chicken fingers, French fries, yes, pizza. You know what I'm saying?
My baby asking for macaroni and cheese 5 minutes ago. Like that's the go-to, right?
Yes.
And especially with us being busy moms or entrepreneurs, we tend to forget eating healthy. We tend to, like you said, pick up that quick thing from McDonald's, or pick up that quick thing from Starbucks, or pick up that just to, keep it going, because we know we got to eat, right? We got to eat. Yeah. So when it comes to me, especially now, because I am, I'm a little overweight. So I am trying to, like Lady D said, I am trying to, you get that sign, and it's like, oh, wait, I got to start taking care of myself.
Right.
So, I start looking up fun little recipes to cook. Like I cooked chicken and broccoli tonight. So, I like chicken and broccoli. Everybody's going to the Chinese restaurant, but if I can make it myself, I'm like, that's a little healthier than going and doing it fast food route. So trying to just help have my son and my daughter just try little things. Like the other night I made it was kind of like chicken Alfredo, with pasta, carrots, peas, all the trimmings. And my daughter looked at it and she was like, no, I don't want it. And then I said, well, try the chicken, try the sauce. It's like cheese for macaroni and cheese. And she looked at it and she tasted it and she was like, And she said, ate the chicken. So my thing is at least trying to get your kids to try things. Okay. In the mornings I try smoothies, I put different berries and stuff in it to make it taste good. Juicing and then freezing it. It's getting hot now, so freezing the juices in the little ice tray and making cute little popsicles out of it. The kids love that. Kids love that. So those are just a couple of tips that you can do to try to get the kids more. And of course, when it comes to exercise, if you are the model, okay, whether you dad modeling or mom modeling, our kids look at us, and just like the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. If they see mom get up and she's doing like, a couple of sit-ups or push-ups or something, my 4-year-old, she will come right next to me and just do what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. Not knowing that is exercise, and right. that is something that you're supposed to incorporate in your life on a daily basis. Or if I'm going to walk in the morning and my son sees I'm up and it's not time for him to get on the bus yet, he's like, Mom, can I walk with you? And we walk and talk and just talk about anything. So not knowing it's exercise for him. He can, he's just thinking it's just quality time with mommy. So those are some other things that we could do just to kind of incorporate exercise and healthy eating with our families.
Yeah, and just remembering that the importance of what we do as, others are watching, and how we model those practices and that lifestyle for our own family. I don't think we really think about the importance of that, and the tone we're setting for the household. Yeah, that's big.
I was going to say, to harp on what Davida just said, being someone that hasn't always had a good relationship with food or a good relationship with my health in general, because I'm one of the people that just got a bell knock in January, like, okay, you got to get yourself together. So I've been working on getting myself together, but I do realize one thing, because I have no children, but I have a lot of friends that have children. I have one in particular that said to me, my child don't eat that. I was cooking, she said, oh, she don't eat that. I was like, well, how you know? Have you ever gave it to her? She's like, she only want French fries. I'm sorry, last time I checked, I ain't know no 3-year-old that had money for French fries. So if you the one purchasing the French fries, what you think she gonna eat? And she sat there and ate the same broccoli that she said that her child don't eat.
Wow.
Well, at Miss Melonie house, we only had we had what we had. We weren't going to get that else. And she ate. And she's like, I can't believe she ate that. I said, that's because you only give her fries. That's all she's going to eat, and that's all you give her. So I'm learning that for me, being more prepared is helping with my health. And I'm like, D, I'm currently on medicine. And I'm like, I was talking to my sister and I told her, when it comes to medicine, you should never think of being on medicine for life. Because you don't want to be taking in medicine to sustain your life. That's not what you want to do. Medicine should be a tool to help you get to that place. But you also, like Dee said, you need to exercise more, eat more healthier foods, be more conscious of what you're putting in your body and what kind of energy you're giving out of your body. So if you're just sitting on the chair, that's the energy you're going to get from your body. I ain't doing nothing. My body ain't going to do nothing. I take a little 30-minute walk. My body feels that walking. Everything starts moving and it's like, okay, it's a party. Let's do something. And your body starts to tend to kind of get yourself feeling right. And I only know this because I once had a lot of success with releasing weight. And I always say releasing weight, y'all. I don't say I'm about to lose no weight, because what happened if one of us lost our purse in here today? We all gonna go looking for it. Let me find it. I don't look for it. I release it because I needed to go. So I released it. But that's one of the things I always think about when I'm doing it. So your body will react in how you treat it. So if you start treating it better, it'll start being better for you.
That's so true, Melonie. And I think you bring up a really, really good point, especially being mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, working moms, career women. You know, we all have a lot going on. You have to plan proper diet and nutrition. There's no need for you to think that you're just going to make a decision on Sunday.
That's
and that
true.
You're going to have a better week with diet and nutrition. That is not going to work that way. You're going to have to plan for it and schedule it into your day. Sometimes meal prepping, picking out what meals you're going to have throughout the week ahead of time so that you can ensure that you have those items in your refrigerator so you're not running to the store every day because you're trying to stay on this diet. That's the quickest way to get off of it. And you have to make it a lifestyle. So just really planning and implementing, and you have to start small, just implementing little changes into your habits, into your daily habits every day until, you know, it becomes a lifestyle.
That's good.
And one thing I will say, if nothing else, we have to take care of ourselves first, because if we're not well, then we can't be there to take care of our kids or anyone else. And that starts out by, yes, exercising and eating and everything else. But this is why it's so important for us to go to the doctor, go and have our exams, our annual exams, go and get that blood work. It's so many of us that have underlying health conditions that we have inherited, and we can work on these things, but you first have to know that it is there and that it exists. So make sure that you are going to the doctor. I know I hate going to the doctor, for one, because I feel like I'm giving away my money. I already paid for insurance, and then I got to go and meet and pay this $400 deductible. And even once I reach that, I still got, to pay the bills that go along with it. And so, it is a lot, and I understand that. But in order for me to be the best me, I have to stay on top of that and know what my body's doing, what my body's saying, what my body needs. And then based on that blood work or those physical exams or whatever type of exam I'm going to get, I know where I need to start and what I need to do to be a better me, to be a healthier me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What do y'all think about, I know that women are more prone to go to the doctor quicker than men will, but you have certain things that I've grown to understand and know that some women shy away from. Melonie talked about the pap smear, you're right, and the breast exam and things like that. And so what are y'all thoughts about just why we tend to shy away from those things, as far as just really staying ahead of the game and being proactive with our health?
I will say this. I feel like a lot of us, you want to know, but it's the fear of what could be. And sometimes that negative diagnosis, it's just a lot to take in. And when you already have 10 things going on, being a mom, being a spouse, working, taking care of the home, that is a lot of responsibility as it is. And then sometimes we see the signs, we see that things aren't right, but we just prolong going to the doctor to get that actual diagnosis, because in our mind, we already think it's something bad. And a lot of times our body is already forewarning us. We just are delaying the inevitable. But what we are really doing is we're delaying us getting better, because if you go and you get that diagnosis, you can then work on it. You can then try and get on the opposite end of the spectrum. But I feel like a lot of us, we just don't want to hear that bad news, or we're scared of what the results are going to be.
You're correct. You're 100% correct, Crystal. Early prevention methods are key to health, key to good health. That's why they give us these times, like, okay, if you're above 30, you need to make sure you get this. If you're at 40, you need to make sure you get this. Me personally, I have breast cancer in my family on my mom's side and cervical cancer on my mom's side. My mom had cervical cancer and my grandmother had breast cancer twice. So I'm watching the girls up top and girls down bottom, right? So it's like, you have to do it. You don't want to, because I have diabetes in my family, I have high blood pressure on my dad's side, and again, it goes back to the history of our families, the DNA in our families. Since hundreds and hundreds of years of DNA are in our families, running with high blood pressure, what we've eaten. I mean, that goes through, like I said, that goes through our DNA. If you look at the history of all of our families, you can find something that everybody that has gone through different generations. And if you don't take the certain precautions, it'll end up right with you. So early prevention, like methods, that to me, you got to do it, or you're going to end up like, I think about soul food. Everybody in the world probably watched soul food, right? And when Big Mama, she was over the fire and it was basically burning her arm, and she couldn't tell because her arm went numb because of diabetes, right?
Wow.
And it's like, just like you said, she didn't tell nobody she was sick. She didn't tell nobody nothing was wrong. She didn't tell nobody she wasn't feeling nothing in her legs until it was too late.
Yeah.
And they saw it, So we have to look out for each other. We have to look out for ourselves. We have to take those precautions when it comes to our health, in order to just, take care of our family, take care of our loved ones. Another thing is just rest. I want people to really understand how important rest is.
Yeah.
I'm learning that right now. I have to be honest, I'm learning that right now. Taking time just to rest, just to not, that rebuilds cells, that sleep rebuilds cells, or your body heals itself while you're sleeping. So I want women to understand that, because we always on the go, right? We always doing something, we always busy, we always keeping it going. Go sleep, take a nap. It's okay for you to do that. It helps heal the body. So yeah, I definitely understand that fear of not wanting to go to the doctor, but sometimes that's what we got to do.
Yeah, and it's interesting you brought that up. So I run from lab work. I don't necessarily like
the blood.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like not the blood. I know it was the blood. Okay, but listen. So I don't like pap smear now. That is always uncomfortable. But y'all, as far as fearful, it's the lab work for me. And Davita, you just really hit home for me, as it actually a light bulb went off, because I'm running from my family history. Like, I don't want to hear certain things that, may be inevitable. I don't know. And so, but it's important for me to go because of the family history, so I can be ahead of it. If it's, rearing its little ugly head, that's good for me to know ahead of time. But I tell you what, I run from that lab work. Now check this out. So I don't know if y'all know this, but educational moment, right? And somebody can correct me. I can't remember exactly how many months back the lab work goes. Is it 3 months, 6 months, something like that? Melonie, how many is it?
It goes back 3 months.
It is 3 months, yes. So y'all, like the week before I went to go get my lab work done, I got real clean. Thought I was doing something, and somebody checked me real quick. Now you know they go 3 months back, and that 3 months was raggedy. And so anyway, so just so we know, so we clear, right, that it's going all the way back that far, and it can see your history. It can see if you did right or not. And so all of that comes up in that lab work, so just being mindful of that. But again, just acknowledging and being aware of your fears as it pertains to being proactive and going to the doctor. Yeah.
I always say what an amazing machine we are. The fact that in our blood, it can tell you 3 months ago that I wasn't supposed to be having that donut, but I had it, right?
Yes.
Not the donut.
Yes. With the light on, the hot sign on.
Oh, don't talk about it. Don't talk about the light. Take me to the light.
Be careful with that now.
Not that light. No.
Oh, I didn't catch that, Crystal.
So look, I saw that one too. I was like, I ain't ready. No. And the fact that our bodies, like Davita said, will heal itself. The fact our bodies can replenish and cells can regrow if we just take care of what's going on the inside. to speak on when you said what are some of the reasons why we probably don't go to the doctor, I think some of it too is self-diagnosis.
Oh,
Because we're so used to taking care of everybody. We've seen that before. Oh, I've seen that before. I know what that is.
all right.
And I just recently had that happen where I thought I was having an asthma attack. Ain't never had asthma. Ain't never had no signs of asthma. But I was like, ooh, I think that's an asthma attack. And it was, of course, it was definitely nowhere near an asthma attack. It was dealing with my heart, but I thought it was an asthma attack. And I think that's some of the reasons why we don't go to doctors, because we think we know what's going on. I know my body. I know what's going on with it.
Wow.
And that tends to be some issues that we as women have, because we are so used to taking care of everybody else. We are so used to maintaining and holding stuff down. I don't got time to be sick. I got
Right.
for women, not me because I ain't got no kids, but I got to take kids to school, pick them up. I got to make sure dinner is done. I got to prep dinner because I'm probably not gonna get from these 5 activities that my child got. So all of that, I think, makes you think, okay, I got a little cough. Oh, that's just a little cough. I get a little cough syrup a little later, not knowing that, hey, that could be possibly some lung cancer. You never know. And then you don't want to hear that, because then that's a whole another situation. But I think it's that self-diagnosis that kind of hinder us too.
Yeah. Google. We'll Google and self-diagnose ourselves in a heartbeat, and then we will start prescribing behind that. Okay, so what are some organic ways?
Yes.
To get rid of this race?
Google is my doctor, my free doctor.
Look, Google it.
I was like, WebMD is
It's where it's at, ain't it?
I got my
cannot.
PhD search engine.
Okay. Now, with that being said, let's usher in another elephant in the room in terms of distrust, right? Melonie talked about, I know my body, so trusting oneself and no one else, right? Things like that. And so just what is the correlation of trust and in medicine, right? And medicine in the sense of medical practice and going to the doctor among women. What is that about? Any thoughts? Do any of you struggle with that or know someone who struggles to actually trust doctors?
I can go ahead and say that. I know my dad, he definitely, and my mom, they definitely didn't trust doctors, but
Wow.
that they really just didn't. It was like, but to go about the history, especially when it comes to Black women, I mean, we can name several people in history, but one that comes to mind is Henrietta Lacks, who she went to, I believe it was Johns Hopkins Medical Center for cervical cancer, and they used her cells because they were the only cells during that time that didn't die, while they were doing several different experiments with them.
Yeah.
And so now, I mean, now we know them as HeLa cells, which using, her the first 2 letters of her first and last name. But over years and years, they were using these same cells to do different experiments and to test different things. And I mean, her family is finally getting due justice for that. But back in slavery, like, they would do experiments on slaves. There's several instances where they would use slaves as different, and then so that grows into, like I said, that DNA runs, that goes into our history, our minds, and they're like, even with Black women today, when it comes to maternity and pregnancies and I don't know where this stereotype, or not stereotype, but where this notion came from, that Black women can sustain pain more, and why that's why a lot of doctors, when we ask for the epidural, they wait, or they don't, they tell us we can push harder or whatever, and then stuff happens, and the most critical time is after the baby's born, right? And things, we saw this just now with the cheerleader that gave birth to a stillborn baby, and then she died like within weeks. So I want people to like just understand, like, when it comes to women's health, there is no, there's no race, there's no, no color or anything. But I want people to understand, if somebody needs help, if somebody needs, health, any type of care, it's you got to pay attention. You really got to pay attention to the woman and make them feel, comfortable. I know personally, a lot of times when I go to the doctor, they don't make me feel comfortable. I'm a number, I'm an appointment. So
Wow.
It's like, they're talking fast. They're using jargon that I don't really understand. That caters into the distrust. I'm like, do you really care about me? Or are you just, taking a look, see, checking the box and moving me on? So that's another thing. Like, when you find a doctor or you find somebody, it took me a while, and especially when I got I was pregnant and I was having my kids. Yeah, I was I really wanted somebody that looked like me, because I was like, look, I need somebody who I can relate to. And so, and that helped me trust them. And I would tell them, ask questions. That's another thing. We don't like asking them questions. I don't understand that either. We just go there, take their word, and keep it moving. I'm like, no, I don't understand that. I need you to further explain. So that's something that I want people to understand. I know there's a distrust there, but if you find somebody that you really want, you need the healthcare, so you need to find that doctor, you need to find that physician, you need to find that OBGYN. Just go ahead and ask questions, and then do your own research, and then ask them those questions. So to better build that trust back for your own personal health.
I can agree with you on that, Davita, and I will say I have an issue with going to the doctor, and they go based off what I say, and just based off what I say, they're gonna half examine me. Like, I'm paying you to examine me and get to the root of the problem.
Yes.
I might, like Melonie said, I might have my Ph.D. or whatever on WebMD or Google, but I come in here for you to review me, for you to look at me, for you to test me. Even though I may not want to do all those things, I would prefer that you do it and you find out exactly what is wrong with me. Because what we tend to not think all the way through is, most of the time, by the time we realize something, it's because it's not even the cause of what we think it is. It's another part of your body that has been compensating for so long till it can't compensate anymore. So now it's no longer just your heart. It's now your blood pressure. It's now your liver. It's now several other things. And it appears to be just that one, and you can treat the one, but if you don't get to the root of what's really going on, then that's just going to be a mask or a cover up for what could really be going on. So yeah, that is definitely something for me. And it bothers me a lot, because most doctors just go off what you say. They listen to your lungs, and they say, oh, well, what it sounds like is such and such. I'm just going to treat you for such and such. And someone will say, well, I'll see you back in 2 weeks and see if it gets better. And that's really about it. Most of them don't even make you get blood work unless you push the issue.
Okay. It goes back to asking questions, challenging. Like, it's okay. Like, I get that you are the professional. You went to school for this. But coupled with that, I know that something's off. I sense something's wrong. Right. And I want to share real quick what happened to me recently. I was talking to a nurse practitioner. It was telehealth. And she immediately said, you've got anxiety and you've got some depression going on. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's a lot going on, a lot of pressure, a lot of stuff going on in my life. I'd imagine I got a little bit of both of those going on. And so her immediate reaction to that, or response to her diagnosis, if you will, was, and y'all, the way she did it, and she was like, okay, so I see here that your pharmacist is, I think, is it CVS? Okay, because I'm going to go ahead and send over this, and she said these long words, there was two of them, and I'm going to send them brochures and lotions. And right, so first of all, I don't understand what none of that is, or how to pronounce none of it. You want me to put something in my body I can't even pronounce. Okay. All right. Then let's process what you just told me. You know what I'm saying? And how she immediately just started filling out the prescriptions, not that she just recommended it, immediately went to, and to the point I had to say, whoa, what you putting in my record? What you sending over? I said, don't you think we could start with maybe some counseling? And listen, now, I ain't trying to be you, I don't have your credentials, but can we work up to that? Your first thought, your immediate response was to put me on not one, but 2 medications, and ladies, I'll be vulnerable. I immediately I started bawling. And, she looked, and part of it, she looked like me. And when I started crying and she said, whoa, I'm sorry. Wait, what's going on? I said, I don't know what just happened to me, ma'am. And it was really like a mirror for her to say, wow, like I just lost her. And she did. She kept sending reminders for follow-up. And I wanted to give her that chance to follow up, but she just immediately lost my trust. Give me a plan. Let's phase some things in, that kind of thing, not to immediately go there. And then to partner with me in my plan. Make sure I'm comfortable with those things, right? And so I just love that as you brought that up, just the questioning. Don't be afraid to challenge it. Melonie talked about how we know our body, so we won't go. But in knowing your body, go. But at the same time, know your body, and know that, okay, wait a minute, and know your values and have your boundaries when it comes to, certain practices and medicines and things of that nature, and stick to it. Stick to your guns.
And with you saying that, Coach, I'll say this, just be mindful who you pick as a physician. Even when you go to urgent care, everything now is about the label. It's about big pharma. It's about the all dollar. It's about how many prescriptions they can write. So kudos to you, Coach, for even saying what just happened. Like, how did we get here? Because that is our everyday. That is what happens. And not for nothing, that's why a lot of people don't want to go to the doctor, or that's why so many people don't take the medication, because you're just trying to slap a Band-Aid on me, a permanent Band-Aid most of the time, some medication that I'm going to have to take for the rest of my life to try to maintain. And then that's going to cause 10 other issues with me. You're not going to tell me the side effects or anything else. You're just calling in and tell me to take it. And then when I say, oh, my arm feel like it's about to fall off, well, oh, that's a part of the side effects of the medication
real talk.
I prescribed you. And that's why you have to educate yourself. You have to read these pamphlets. You have to get these books and look up what the effects are. And if you are in this type of category, or you take this type of medication, these two can't go together. They don't tell you that. They don't try to educate you on that. And they don't even try to find out for themselves. They just writing you that prescription to get you out their face so they can go and see the next person. And it's sad, but that's what healthcare has become. And it pushes so many people away. But yeah, and I'll throw this in, and this isn't just about women's healthcare. I'll say this is for anyone's healthcare. One of the best things I ever heard was learn your blood type and read about your blood type, because so much of our diet and the things that we do, they don't coincide with our blood type. So therefore they cause issues, and a lot of it is diet. But a lot of people don't realize that based on your blood type, certain things just do not agree with you. But we're just so accustomed to, I like it tastes good, I don't have any adverse effect. But in the long run, we do. But it's because we're uneducated about our blood type. Half of the people out here don't even know their blood type, let alone what they're supposed to be doing with, the type of blood that they have. Some types of blood are hard to find blood if you ever need a blood transfusion, whereas some people make lots of blood and donate every month. So, those are all things to think about. But nonetheless, just think about it like this. If you had to get a blood transfusion, whose type of blood do you want to get? You want to get someone who is healthy, who is looking at what they're eating, and, it's some good blood. Don't just give me no bad blood just to get me back. So you have to think about it like that. As this for you, if you were to donate blood, do you have healthy habits to make sure that what you're possessing or giving out is healthy?
Wow, that's good stuff right there.
My
Davita,
toe
wasn't that good? Wasn't that good, y'all?
my Crystal, my toe hurt. Ooh, quick step on my toe.
Please step on your toes, did she?
Oh Lord, that was a good one, Crystal. That was good.
Thank you. But yeah, these are just things. As you know better, you do better. You know, and as we're getting a little bit older, because once I turned 30, I promise you, my check engine light came on and said, "Whoa, slow down, first of all, but go over here and get checked out and just make sure everything is what it's supposed to be." You know,
Wow.
a lot going on in this world, a lot, you know, that we come in contact with every day. You know, we had COVID in 2020, people. That itself was a huge adjustment, and our immune systems have really been trashed since then. We stayed in the house, didn't go around people, you know, and then when we did start going back out there, we didn't have anything to fight with. So some people have been sick so many times since then and still are struggling to build up your immune system. And that's just a small part of it, but that's one of the bigger parts of it. So like Melonie said, this is a big oiled machine, but we got to keep all parts oiled up and healthy in order for it to work to its full potential.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Listen, and as the good word says, in John 3, chapter 1, it says, verse 2, "Dear friend, I hope all is well." Don't we say that a lot? I hope all is well. We tend to say that in the emails and stuff. Okay. I hope all is well. So we really need to mean that and understand the weight in that. I hope all is well with you and that you are as healthy in body as you are in strong spirit. Yes and amen.
Amen to that.
That's good. That's good.
So we hope that you have been able to take away some nuggets on maintaining her health, because high quality healthcare helps prevent diseases and improve quality of life. We encourage you to read and educate yourself, read the side effects of medications, ask your family about the diseases that may or may not have run through your family, and we challenge you to ask the tough questions, as self-care is the best care. Know your body, as your body will let you know when something is wrong.
That is awesome. And we truly encourage you to take heed to our reminders and our challenges for you all. Listen, we enjoyed you. Thank you for being with us. If you have not followed or subscribed to our channel, please do so you won't miss yet another episode. Again, I am Coach Ivy with the Inspire Her Network. We have this beautiful cast here. Continue to follow us as we continue to lead in His kingdom, as we continue to encourage you to expound and find your voice, as we are the cast of Her Voice podcast. We thank you so much. Please, if you want to know more about the Her community, visit our website at www.inspirehernetwork.org. The website will also be in the description below. So again, we encourage you to go forth in good health, be bold, be courageous, and as always, be inspired.